Hello, I'm Claudia Louise Hay from BeHealing.com. Welcome to Psychic Cafe. I'm just going to go on my own live. Now, once you're on, if anyone's on, please let me know you can hear me okay, because the microphone wasn't working yesterday. Seriously, it took 11 minutes for somebody to tell me that they couldn't hear me. So, don't let that happen today. If you can't hear me, please let me know straight away, and then I'm not wasting my time. That would be great. So I've got my coffee. Got a stronger coffee today. What a big day ahead of me today. A busy day. I've got this to do. I've got the daily reads and the general weekly read to record and edit and upload and all of that. I've also got some fat loss coaching to do this morning straight after this. I've got some readings that have come in to do, some new moon readings. So a busy day for me, and then I've got to go get some food as well before midday. I'm not doing all of that before midday, but I have a chance to. I'll do this and I'll do the coaching, and then go get some food, and then somebody's coming to buy something off me at midday. So this afternoon is all about the videos, making videos. So if you haven't seen already, I made the week ahead readings for this next week for each star sign. They're up on my YouTube channel now. Learned all about how to put links in them this time, so you can actually book a reading from the screen too, which is fantastic. And I did all those readings while a storm was going on. I just hear some thunder. That's what reminded me. And so I did 3 videos, and then it started raining, and it rained so hard, like it was just pouring down like torrential rain for about half an hour, and then it stopped. So I went back out and did the rest of them. I like recording them outside. It's kind of nice sitting in here doing this because this is so early in the morning. The mosquitoes would be crazy out there. So if you've joined me, just pop up a message saying that you can hear me, because people couldn't hear me yesterday, and it took them 11 minutes to tell me. I wasted 11 minutes of my life yesterday recording fizz bangs and people seeing me and not hearing me. Tell me where you're watching from and who you are. So I've picked out a card for today. Hey, how are you? Good hearing, that's good. Yeah, I've picked out a card for today from Colette Baron Reid's Wisdom of the Oracle deck, which is my favourite deck of hers, in case you needed to know that. And we've got the Exchanging Gifts card. It's a bit bright, isn't it? Okay, well, hopefully you can see that. I'm good, yeah, I'm good now. I was sick for the last 2 days, but I'm good now. So Exchanging Gifts, so the daily read was about changing our tribes, right? So it's like our tribe is changing at the moment. So the people that we have been able to be intimate with are no longer are the people that we are going to be with, no longer the people that we can be intimate with now. You know what I mean? It's like, when some people are on your level and you can really open up to them, and then you kind of, graduate from that, and then you're around like different kinds of people and you can open up better to them. It's that kind of thing. Hi, Mehmet in Turkey. Yeah, and so this Exchanging Gifts card came up then. So with all of this changing tribe kind of energy, exchanging gifts, this is like the Reciprocity card for me. Like the new tribe being the people that can reciprocate more, that have got something to give you. And so whether you're moving out of a healing phase and into more of a business phase or something, or a health phase, or you're moving out of like a logical work phase into a healing phase, then your tribe changes. And so I explained in the daily read about how my life changed when I moved to Australia and moved into this healing phase of my life. And then once that phase was over, changed my tribe again, moved away from that and into a completely different tribe then. Hi Sarah, how are you? I'm good. So I'm just going into the deeper into the daily energies for everybody today. Then I'm going to pick some cards out for me, and then I'm going to give readings for everyone else. So if it's a reading question, I'll get around to that once I've done this. So yeah, this exchanging gifts to me is that your new tribe, those people that you can now be intimate with, the people that you're moving toward, they are the people that will be able to reciprocate. Yeah. And so if you find that you haven't been receiving what you want to receive from the crew, the community that have been around you, then that's because there's a new community waiting for you. Let's have a look what Colette Baron Reid says about this one. You're entering into a productive and enriching time when all manner of opportunities are being offered to you. You have everything you need to seize them. Yet in order to honor them, you must put in the time. Exchange your experience and skills and commit heart and soul to what you're choosing to pursue. You can do it. You have what it takes to be successful if you align with the law of giving and receiving. There you go, reciprocity. You must engage in a dance of give and take, push and pull, doing and being. If you let fear guide your choices, you could deplete yourself or create an imbalance. This is not a time of just do. Use your currency wisely and be mindful of the value others bring to your life. Yeah, so it's like fear could guide you, or beliefs could guide you to think that you're not receiving of people, but maybe you've just been around the wrong tribe, or maybe you've just been around a tribe that was good for you then, but isn't good for you now. This is a message that came up a few weeks ago over and over again. Stop trying to receive from people that can't give, And so many people will do that, Maybe you come from a family that weren't able to love you, but you're still trying to get love from people that just aren't able to love because they don't love themselves. So it's a tribe or spiritual family. It's community. It's whoever's around you. You can call it spiritual family. It's like a tribe of monkeys. It could be a tribe of monkeys. It's just the people around you. We're all spiritual. There's no distinction between spiritual people and non-spiritual people. We all are. People tend to use that word when they mean people that are more aware of it. But then when you look at like those people that class themselves as spiritual and aware, often there's lots of unawareness there too. It's interesting. I've been doing a lot of research on nutrition lately, for myself and for my coaching too. And you come across these videos on YouTube, and I've been coming across videos about, because I'm looking into meat, and because my body's really craving it, I'm having to eat a lot more of it to feel well. And so looking into the carnivore diet and really the history of food and what we used to do with that. Anyway, so all of these videos that I've been watching, there's been a few that have been popping up from people that were vegans and kind of got malnourished from it, and then it's their story, telling their story about it, and it's really interesting. But the reactions from the vegan people is just horrific, and there's actually a reason behind that. So what I'm saying is sometimes these people that call themselves spiritual and aware can be very unaware of themselves, like extremely unaware of themselves, like a lot of the vegan community. But there's a reason behind it. They're malnourished. It actually affects your brain chemistry, that malnutrition. There's never been human beings, there's never been a race that's been able to be vegetarian or vegan and survive. The Indians can survive malnourishment for longer than other races, but they're still severely malnourished and have health problems because of it. It's not it's not a way to eat. So it's amazing. It's like I remember when I was a kid and my mum cooking, and we'd eat like meat and vegetables, and she actually said to me something that I realized from watching a video last night, is that everything else that we eat apart from meat, like the veggies and the bread and stuff like that, it's all like a filler to make the meat spread out more. So it's like pauper food. If they didn't have enough meat because meat was too expensive, then you chop it up and make it into a stew, add vegetables. And I remember my mum saying exactly that, is that she'd start making stews and casseroles and things because we couldn't afford enough meat. And she said that is to fill it out. And for some reason, our society, we've gone to making that normal, the fillers being normal, and then to the extreme of making the fillers um, being what we should eat for nutrition, which isn't true. So yeah, it's so interesting. So yeah, just be careful of that spiritual family thing, thinking your tribe is a spiritual family, because there's lots of pitfalls in that. It's like having an enlightened family or something. Beware of anyone that says that they're enlightened. Really beware of anyone that says they're spiritual too, because if they really are, they know that everyone is. So it's not a label. It's not a real label. It's like, I don't know, saying something that everyone is. It doesn't separate you from anyone. It doesn't make you any better than anyone else, because everyone's spiritual. So yeah, we attract people that are like us, around us. And so you can go through these phases in your life. So in the daily, I was in the daily today, which is Sunday the 27th of October, I was explaining about when I moved to Australia. I was in desperate need of healing. And where I moved to was a healing place, Byron Bay. And lots of healers there, lots of people. It was a very safe space for me to open up. There was a lot of support there, a lot of healing support. It was exactly the tribe I needed to be around at the time. But then once I'd done that healing work on myself, got through most of it, I was got through the real gnarly stuff, let's put it that way. I didn't need to be around that tribe anymore. I actually didn't gel with them anymore. And moved on to a different kind of tribe, people enjoying themselves, or people more focused on business and creating big things in the world and stuff like that. And so tribes change like that. And the daily was going into how healing, some people watching that daily might be going into the healing phase now. So it could be that your tribe is changing, maybe being around people that can't support you in that and don't have that emotional reciprocity that you need to heal yourself. And so some people are going into a healing phase, some people are coming out of a healing phase and going into another, maybe going into a successful phase. And it all requires different kinds of people. As our energy changes, or our vibe changes, we attract different kinds of people. People that you can open up to, people that you can receive from, right? So that's what today's all about. Okay, today. Yeah, the say spiritual enlightened, run away fast. Totally. I so need more meat, and it's just because I'm exercising extremely. I'm actually taking the last 4, 5, this is the 5th day. I won't be exercising today either. To give my body a break, but exercising so much has forced me into looking into my nutrition. So it's like I'm an extreme case. Has shown me that I was eating the wrong things. I was eating way too much fillers. I was eating fillers. We just can't get the nutrition that we need from that, especially for muscles. So yeah, really, it's really interesting stuff. And now, like hearing, after so much information about vegetables being good for you, and then finding out that they're actually not. And in fact, if you have too many of them, there's so many anti-nutrients in them, because of course plants have got to protect themselves. Animals don't. They've got teeth and claws and things. They can protect themselves in another way. They don't have to be poisonous, but plants have to be poisonous to protect themselves. And so they have all these anti-nutrients. We eat too many of them. Starts causing problems in our guts, so we can't get the nutrition out of them. So if we're eating a lot of meat and a bit of vegetables, we can get the nutrition from the vegetables. If we're eating a lot of vegetables and a little bit of meat, we can't get it. Wrecks our gut. We can't get the nutrition anymore. So it's fascinating, and people have actually been doing cleanses by just eating meat, which just seems it's just like the opposite, isn't it, of what we've been told. You can also do cleanses on just vegetables, but it should be a short-term thing. Yeah, so I'm eating a lot. My diet's changed so much. I'm eating a lot more meat now. I'm still eating some carbs, like rice noodles. The other day I had some wheat noodles at a Chinese place, and I won't do that again. It was a beautiful meal, but yeah, I'll have to get them to make it with rice noodles if I go back there again. I eat lots of fruit now, which I never was a fruit eater. I was more veggie and meat eater, but now a lot of fruit. Mm. Okay, let's go deeper into the energies for today. So we've got tribe changes, which is great. It's like changes in the air, switching it up, and especially to have like-minded people around you to support you, to receive from, that you can give to and you can receive from things. People that you can really share things with and share yourself with. It's so good. And how good is this? Joy, joy, double joy. And that's funny because we had a double card today in the daily read as well. It was the focus was be still and be quiet, be still and be quiet. And when double cards come out like this and anyone's reading, it's a really important message. Really important message. You want to hang around opera, divas, and nymphs now. Good choice. Joy. Joyful day today. Well, that's cool. Something to look forward to. So, yeah, don't think of heading into, say, a healing phase as hard work, or heading into maybe a more successful phase with people that are doing bigger things in the world. Don't see that as like being hard work, moving into these new tribes. See it as like joy, reciprocity, exchanging gifts, being really joyful, really enjoying yourself with these people. It's cool. Joyful day today. So maybe you're getting people contacting you today, or maybe it's just the awareness of it today that you'll be moving tribes. Maybe it's just the decision part of today, or maybe it's actually you'll be attracting some of those people and making some of those changes, or maybe you're just realizing that you have been making some of those changes. You're attracting people into your life. Yeah, you see, I'm getting this. That people are moving into a healing phase now. It's maybe why you've come to my healing channel. And it can be simple. Healing can be simple. I made it hard work for many years. But then I think that was because I just wasn't ready. I wasn't ready to deal with a lot of this stuff. It's actually more simple. Healing is more simple, but we make it difficult because we're really resistant to it, because it's the emotions that come up. We don't want to feel them because we think they're going to kill us. Like our subconscious mind thinks it's going to kill us to face these things. And so we're so resistant to it. But the healing work itself is quite easy. And it can be really easy, especially with like my work. It's so easy when you're getting into touch with your higher self and you're learning why things happen, the reasons behind it. It makes it really easy. So yeah, don't be scared. Remember, joyful. If you're moving into a healing phase, it's going to be a joyful time. It's going to be a really time of release. Not hard release, letting things go, just like being free of it. Like weight shifted off your shoulders, lifted off your shoulders. Simplifying. That's good. Yeah. And this. Wake up, get support. So this is really about allowing people to help you, allowing this new tribe in, this new community in that can support you. So, maybe you have been trying to heal yourself, but you've been around the same people that are causing the problems, that are doing those same things over and over again, that need the same healing, and they're not healing themselves, and you're trying to get some kind of emotional support from them to do the healing work yourself, and they just can't, they don't have it in them. So it's going to the wrong people. And so waking up to actually getting the support from people who can, because there are people who can. There's always people that have gone before you, and you're going to attract those in. And they'd love to be around you too. It's like, I love helping people to heal, especially when it's stuff that I've healed in myself too. It's great to be able to pass that on. That's why I'm doing the fat loss coaching now as well. I've found these answers for myself. It worked really easily, and now I'm passing it on to other people. Because it feels really good to do that. Okay, I'm going to pick my cards out, and then I'm going to give you guys readings. So Warren, where have you been? You haven't been on for days. I had a day off 2 days ago because I was just feeling so sick. And then yesterday. It didn't work yesterday. The microphone wasn't working for some reason. I did notice when I started the live and I picked this microphone, the name of it wasn't there in the YouTube thing, but something was there. I clicked on it thinking, oh, that'll be it, and it wasn't. Okay. Mine is soften and open, be still, keep quiet. I've got such a busy day. I'm going to be still and keep quiet today. Really busy day until like midnight. Like I'm full on busy all day today, which is good. I wanted that. I wanted to be busy. Oh, it's fight night tonight too, which is exciting. Knowing and forgive them. Okay, so this could be the people that I'm leaving behind too. Forgiving them, letting go of stuff. I'm pretty using them, so like that. That was an amazing healer. Thank you so much, Warren. I figured if I stay away more, people show up. Just depends on the day. Sometimes it's busy, sometimes it's not. But I was learning yesterday, because I was still feeling terrible yesterday until I ate a big meat meal, and then suddenly I was right again. And I started, I don't know what even got me on it, but I started researching growing YouTube channels and started learning about YouTube and how to use it properly and stuff. And then I started putting all these links in my videos and things like that. And I feel like I know so much more about it now. And then I got so excited about it that I had like a plan of action on YouTube now that I couldn't sleep. It took me ages to get to sleep. Okay, who wants a reading? So you don't need to stay away. People come whether you're here or not. Who's watching? Pop up a message saying where you're from, where you're watching from. Oh, I could do with a massage, but I don't have time to. Yeah, it's good. It's good. And it's good that I kind of intuitively got to work on YouTube now and that it's the right kind of channel for me. Not Facebook. Facebook is just kind of broken for me now. But it used to work really well. And before that, Twitter used to work really well, which doesn't work that good for me anymore now. But yeah, so it's exciting. I've kind of been drawn to YouTube. And so yeah, thanks for your likes and your subscribes to my channel. I think I'm almost at 500 subscribers now. Instagram was working for me for a short time. I started posting a lot of memes, just like everyone does. It's not really me. And it started doing better when I was doing that. And then I thought, what am I doing? I'm just like posting stuff that everyone else is posting. So now I'm just posting like the cards of the day. And then I'm doing like for the daily read, my emojis, the iPhone emojis that are you. I'm using those and the different emotions on it to show like the feeling of the day, explaining a little bit about the daily read and then putting a link to it. So yeah, I haven't got a massive following on Instagram, but yeah, maybe that's next. Who knows? Who knows? I put my gym photos up there as well. That does well. Yeah, maybe I should just use Instagram for that, for the fitness stuff and for the weight loss. Fat loss. I shouldn't say weight loss, I should say fat loss. It's got nothing to do with weight, really. My weight stays about the same now. Even when I lose fat, put on muscle, it stays the same. In fact, last week, I weighed myself every day. I was exactly the same weight every single day. And that also comes, being the same weight, not the same fat, but the same weight. Being the same weight comes from having an anti-inflammatory diet. So when you're not eating stuff that your body has to wildly hang on to water and do all kinds of inflammatory things to cope with the damage that it's done to you. When you're not doing that, your weight can stay the same. When you're eating all kinds of inflammatory foods, it can't stay the same. Your body's got to hold water, release water. It's, you go shift so much up and down. It's so interesting. I'm learning about my body so much. Halloween is coming up. No. You know what? I never go out for Halloween. Everyone gets dressed up and stuff. I don't know. It's such a booze culture here. I don't like it. I don't like it anymore. I used to love it. Now I don't. I really don't like it. Maybe I should go trick or treating. Well, it's not the best anti-inflammatory foods. It's about not having inflammatory foods, right? And so inflammatory foods are like I was saying. I wish I hadn't had those wheat noodles. A lot of grains. Most grains are inflammatory. In fact, I think all grains are inflammatory. I seem to be okay with rice and oats, but nothing else. Seeds are inflammatory too. The seeds, it's seeds that are the biggest problem. The seeds are the baby plants. It's like those are what they really need to protect themselves. You got all the nightshades, they're so inflammatory. Yeah, garlic, chilies, and I love them. I love chilies and garlic. I still eat them. But your capsicums, your peppers of all kinds. You've got cucumbers and you've got squash and stuff. It's like, yeah. Animals' bodies there and their stomachs, they're created to be able to deal with this stuff, and ours isn't. Yeah, we're not herbivores, that's for sure. Or our bodies would be different. What else is inflammatory? I'm on the fence about dairy. I've started having it again. In fact, I had some yogurt this morning for breakfast. It's very rare that I have breakfast. But I've got such a big day, I don't know when I'm going to be able to eat. I hope that I'm going to be able to eat before midday. But I felt I needed something before this. On the fence about dairy, I think if it's high fat, then dairy, for some people, is not inflammatory. I think all low fat dairy is inflammatory because that's like high concentration of the worst parts of it, the worst parts of dairy. So meat isn't inflammatory. Some leafy greens are inflammatory. So this is what I'm noticing is when I have salads that I don't feel like good after it. And so if I have a salad, say at lunchtime, and then I'm going to training at 4:00, I can tell in my training that I'm not at full strength, I'm not at full power. And it's the salads that is the determining factor there. It's every time I have a salad, it happens. And so, yeah, some leafy greens, I think it's really important to mix up the leafy greens, but not have too many of them. There's so many anti-nutrients in them. Fruit, I'm good with fruit at the moment. So I'm not finding fruit inflammatory at all, apart from mangoes. Mangoes, well, I can't. It might just be a personal thing. No, I think mangoes are actually like the nightshade family. Cashews are apparently as well. I didn't know that. Peanuts are too. I need to stop eating peanuts. Peanuts is it's like a go-to snack to fill me up, and I know I shouldn't eat them. I don't feel good after them. Can you dip into the bag and pull me out a lion, please? A lion. Yeah, so it's more about eating clean. All processed foods are inflammatory. Like, I don't even think about those anymore because there's just no way I'd eat that crap. Well, I was talking to someone the other night, they're saying they'd heard that food is really expensive in Australia, but junk food is really cheap. Like, there's a massive disconnect in that in Australia. And it's true, but I hadn't realized that because I don't eat that crap. But I remember like friends coming to visit me, and then they would buy like a pizza for $5. like you just can't get like a meal for like less than $25 in Australia, and you get like a whole pizza for $5. It's crazy. Hey AP, you can hear me today? How can I make my cat vegan? No, don't be ridiculous. Cats are carnivores. That would just be animal cruelty. You can't. You'd have to make it a cow. You'd have to turn it into a cow to make it vegan. Okay, Warren, allow and wait. So if this is about your new tribe of divas, then you just have to allow them to come into your life and wait for them to come into your life. Just sit there and wait. Yeah. You were the first person to tell me. Like, people had been on, seriously, and it was like 11 minutes when you told me that you couldn't hear me. Like, people had been on and not even told me. How ridiculous is that? What the hell? Do you really have to say, can you hear me? If you can hear me, pop up a message. Like, can't people just like take the initiative and say, oh, by the way, we can't hear you? Yeah, some people, hey. Warren, oh, brilliant and be vulnerable. This seems like opposites, doesn't it? Because you know when people talk about their brilliance and what they're great at, and they're not talking about what they're not good at, so they're not being vulnerable. But sometimes it's the other way around. Like, sometimes people get so self-derogatory, kind of get so used to putting themselves down. Maybe you're around people that they can't shine in front of. They won't be the full selves, their true selves, because that makes them feel way too vulnerable. Yeah. So yeah, this is you. It's like, what about being around people you can be really yourself in front of? You can be, instead of feeling vulnerable about shining, you can actually shine in front of them. Yeah? What about that? Hey? You need a new tribe. Well, today's the day for it. Watch the daily read, AP. Do you want a reading, AP? Mehmet, do you want a reading? So yeah, you need a new tribe, Warren. You need a new tribe so you can be a brilliant self, so you don't have to keep quiet about how great you are. You know, that's something that happened to me. It's like a year ago, is I was holding myself back because I was the same. I was feeling vulnerable to be too shiny. I was already outshining everyone, and I was feeling disconnected from people because of it. And I'm like, well, I can't be even shiny, even though I had like these urges to, you know, like up my fitness and my body, and I had all of these urges. That's the direction I wanted to go in. But I'm like, but I'm already outshining everyone. Like, I don't want to completely isolate myself and have to sit in this happy, healthy place just by myself, you know? That's no fun. So I was keeping myself down, and then I met somebody who was equally shiny. And just that they existed was just like, yay, it's giving me permission. I know that people like you exist now, so I can be shiny. New tribe. How did I do it? How did I do what? My fitness and stuff. Oh, I did massive amounts of research. I love exercise anyway, but as I was doing more exercise, I did massive amounts of research, and I still am. And yeah, after this, I'm coaching someone in it as well, so I actually coach people. Fat loss is more than fat loss though. Fat loss is just the hook, because that's the pain point that people generally want to solve, but it's more about eating for health, which does mean getting rid of the fat first of all, because when your body's running really efficiently, you don't have a lot of fat. In fact, when your body's running really efficiently, you're putting on fat and you're taking it off. It's in and out, that flux. Got lots of energy moving around the body, in and out, and the body's really good at it. So I teach how to do that. AP. You're on neighbour's Wi-Fi. You're one of those. You're one of those people. Do they know? Do they know you're using their Wi-Fi? You know, when people change their Wi-Fi names to stop using my Wi-Fi or something. Have you seen people do that? That's funny. AP. Yeah, so you're preparing at the moment. So your new tribe today isn't about bringing your new tribe in. That's not today for you. It's not actually meeting these people today. It's more preparing yourself for that. So it's more about realizing what kind of people you'd like to be around now. What kind of people would be really good for you to be around? Not so much like to be around. What kind of people would be really good for you to be around? Supportive people that can reciprocate, people that can give to you, people that you can be yourself around completely. Think about that. Because you deserve to do what you love, AP, and to be able to do that, to be able to move to this new tribe and do what you love, it requires you to forgive what you have been doing, to let go of what you have been doing, to forgive yourself for choosing what you didn't choose. It was right for you at the time, but of course, like anything in life, we choose something, it's great for us, then the further down that path we go, we realize what we don't like about it, and then we fine tune, we decide what it is that we want next, we move to that, and then we go through exactly the same process. So there's nothing that's ever perfect. There's nothing that's ever perfect forever for us. And so you need to forgive yourself along the way, especially when you get into that negative frame of mind of what was wrong with what it was, who it was that you were with, or who you've been around, or the current tribe that you've got around you. So to be able to move toward that new tribe, you need to forgive yourself for choosing those that you're around right now. Mammoth on your neighbour's Wi-Fi. That's funny. Stormy out there, can you hear it? Boom. We've had storms pretty much every day, it's exciting. You're welcome, AP. Have you all checked out? I did the week ahead readings for each star sign yesterday, and the new moon readings. They're up like nearly a week ago now, but yeah, it was storming while I was making them. Mabbit. Wow. Abundance sabotage. Don't sabotage your abundance. You know, abundance is about allowing stuff in. It's like, it's interesting with the Wi-Fi thing that you said there, is when you, because when you allow more in your life, when you kind of level up and it's like, actually, I deserve to have my own Wi-Fi or my own place. You know, it's like when you're a kid and you're living in your parents' house and you're like, I deserve to have my own place. I want my own place now. And then you step up and your abundance steps up when you step up. When you allow yourself your own space, you start earning more money, you start getting more money. And that's what happens with abundance. It's like you level up. So if you're like repairing things or upgrading things and going to the next level, then you get more money. People often ask me, like, why am I living in an expensive place like this? The resort that I live in, it's like an eco resort. It's one of the most expensive resorts. No, not one of the most expensive resorts. It's one of the most expensive big resorts on the island. There's a lot of boutique small places that are really, really expensive. Like I could live in better than this, but not big style resort with everything provided for me. And so this resort, it's got its own water, it's got its own power, which is fantastic because the power's always going out. And so the rest of the island is probably without power at the moment because of this storm. But I've got power. The water's really good here too. So everyone else is on tank water and you can't use it for drinking, but we've got a reservoir here. And so the tap water, I can't drink it, but it can go into the jug, the kettle to be boiled. I can use it for cooking. I can use it for boiling water. Here's the rain. And yeah, and so people say to me, I got sidetracked then. People say to me, like people that live here say to me, why are you living in such an expensive place? You could live in a place that's like half the price. And it's like, I could, but I know what would happen. Because I know what happens when I move to a place like this from a place that's half the price, is that I start earning twice as much. And if I downgraded, if I went to somewhere cheap, I'd earn half as much. And I know that that's what happens. And so this is like the same. It's like, remember, your abundance, sabotaging your abundance when you're not allowing more and more, when you're not taking those steps on. And sometimes we just got to take those steps in confidence that the universe will provide for us. Mm. If you do reading, will I owe some amount in another currency? I don't understand what you mean. My readings are in, when you book a private reading, they're in Australian dollars. I've put like currency conversions for some of the currencies on each product on my website. But it's like I put it in American, Canadian, Australian, oh, it's in Australian already, New Zealand, Euro, pounds, British pounds. I think that they're the only ones that I've put it in. So yeah, abundance, mama, abundance for you. Don't sabotage it. Step up and be grateful for what you have too. So face what you already have and be grateful for it. Which of course always brings more abundance in, which is cool. Trump manipulated currencies, so everything costs like double from abroad. I think I think my reading, like my guidance readings are 120 Australian dollars, which is about 85 American at the moment, or something like that. And my new moon readings are in special where 100 Australian, which would be, I don't know, 65 or something? 65, 70 American dollars. So, yeah, have a look at some money. Really heavy. Thai baht is pretty high at the moment. It's a bit crazy. It just keeps on going up and up and up, and I don't really know why. Yeah, it doesn't really bother me. Currency changes, comes up and goes down, and it's like I used to. My website used to all be in American dollars. I actually prefer that, but I can't do it anymore because of my credit card processing. I have to have it in Australian dollars because it goes straight in my bank. Well, not straight in. It takes a couple of days, but there's no currency conversion involved in it, so I have to charge in Australian dollars now, which kind of is confusing for people because a lot of people understand American dollars much more than they'll understand Australian dollars. So I actually do, if when my website was in American dollars, I get way more bookings. Free reading off on those, yeah. So yeah, yours was all about abundance. If you missed that minute, then you'll need to watch it again. Anyone else want a reading? Anyone else there? So yeah, remember, click like on my videos that you watch. It really helps get them out there. Check out my other videos that I've put up there. And what else? I'm going to get my whiteboard out because I'm about to do some coaching. I've got my whiteboard here because I was running classes. I was running fat loss classes here at the stadium here on the island, but I'm not doing that anymore. So I can use my whiteboard for the actual coaching, so I can stick it behind me here. Because before, when I was doing the coaching, I was just like putting it on a piece of paper and holding it up to the screen. So it's a bit more professional using the whiteboard. So that's exciting. Right, so remember, joy, joy. Joy, joy for today. Joy. Awesome. Have a fantastic day, everybody. I'm not going to be here tomorrow because I have a Skype client. I've got a breakthrough session booked with somebody at 8 o'clock in the morning. So I won't be able to do this. and that at the same time. Or the video is just on 44 minutes and 44 seconds when I looked at the timer. Yeah, so I won't be here tomorrow, but I will be here the day afterward. I'm going to do the general week ahead reading and the daily reads. I'm going to record those today. Hopefully it's going to stop raining so I can do it outside. Hopefully it's going to stop raining so I can go and get myself some food as well, because I need more food. Have a fantastic day, everybody. Yep, have a fantastic day, and I'll see you when I'm looking at you. Bye.